Hi, Levins. It's Queen Cooley. How are you? I am so happy to be with you today. I wanted to go outside, just as a side note before I start. So I'm going to be really changing my videos because I know it can be quite boring sometimes just to watch someone with a screen. I got a new screen though. This is kind of like a crystal background, and it actually reminds me of a place that I went to. I think it was in Mexico. Um, and there was a crystal cave like this that you could swim in and then you could come up at the end of it. It was amazing. So I was kind of going for that effect. But for now, I can't go outside, so I'll have this in back of me. But as I'm going forward, just so you know, I will be changing it up because I really want to be outside. I want to take you different places and I want to show you different things. So it'll be much more fun and interactive for you. But today it's crappy outside and I thought I tried to go out and then it started raining. So I am in here with you, but that's okay. It's all good. So welcome. If you have been rolling with me for a while, I thank you for coming back. If this is your first time, I'm Queen Cooley. So I am an empath, a healer, a shaman, a modern mystic. What I do is I basically help people find their gifts and remove what's blocking their gifts and everything that's stopping them from stepping into their beautiful life that they truly are here for. And I'm an 11, you're an 11, we're a master number, like master life path number in numerology, 11, 22s, 33s. If you're an 11, if you've never heard me before, whether you may know this or not, but I always kind of recap real quickly. You are here because you have amazing gifts to give to the world. As 11s, we're not really small thinkers. We think big, we think global, right? So you can definitely affect your neighbors in your neighborhood, but 11s are best suited for helping people on a global basis. That's what we do. However, as you probably know, 11s are, oh, bug. 11s are very sensitive and we are complex creatures. We think um, deeply about everything. We think that a lot of the things that happen are about us, which sometimes they're not. We are always trying to see what's under the covers. That's just our nature because we're curious. But beneath all of that, we really want to help others and help the world. We want to be the ones that can shape others and help them move to their best life. But we want that for ourselves as well. And because 11s are so sensitive, a lot of times we don't have boundaries, good ones or if any. We don't have, we say yes when we mean no. We can be people pleasers. We kind of have like a shell around us a lot of times because we've been hurt quite a bit and mostly misunderstood. Even our immediate families, most of the time, it hasn't been easy sailing for us because they might have loved us a lot, but they kind of didn't know what to do with us, right? So that's why I always say like only an 11 can understand an 11 to the core because we've probably been through things that are very similar. I work with a lot of 11s one-on-one in my sessions, and many of them, we all have the same type of scenario. And that is that we can get stuck. We feel as though we are not seen, or we feel as if we're seen, but we're not understood because we can see and feel how others think and feel. That's one of our gifts, but that allows us to really view the world differently, much differently than everyone else. So, as an 11, when you present an idea or you say something, most of the time people will be like, huh? It's like I tell this funny story. A couple weeks ago, it was maybe a month ago, we had the full moon alignment and retrograde was happening. All this stuff was happening, but I was really affected by this last full moon quite a lot. I mean, I lost a lot of sleep. It was really tough. And a lot of the other 11th had said the same thing. So I went into the grocery store and there was probably maybe a young gal, maybe in her early 20s, behind the register. And I said, I always like to make small talk or joke around. We always do that to kind of cut the ice, right? Because we're the jokesters and we want to make everyone else feel comfortable, right? It's what we do. And so I said something like, hey, how you doing with this new full moon? Everything good? And she stopped what she was doing. She looked at me, she goes, she looks around like, yeah. Like, what's going on with you, weirdo? And I'm like, oh, good. I'm like, so you made it through without, any, downtime, like you didn't lose sleep or anything like that. Awesome for you. And she's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, uh-oh. Yeah, stop talking, cut this short. I'll have my change and I'm out of here. I mean, literally, it was like she went from blank to defensive, like, what is going on here? And what are you talking about? And I'm like, I'm thinking, I'm just trying to make small talk. I thought you were one of my people, but I guess not. I got a mistake on my end. And she just looked at me like I was from Mars. I'm like, yep, okay, I'll just take my change. I'm out. She's like, okay, okay. Like, weirdo. That's what she's thinking. I get it. Um, but most of the time we can make jokes and people laugh. Anyways, I digress. So listen, I I go to the realms very frequently. When I say realms, that means that because I am a communicator, I'm an animal communicator, but I also can speak to the realm. So God is my source, my highest, whatever yours is perfectly fine. Or if you're just spiritual, that's perfectly fine. But I'll say God for me because that's what works for me. So just substitute in whatever works for you. When I say I go to the realms for my clients and myself, I get downloads. Downloads are, I receive information just like I'm speaking to you now. Okay. So a download is where they're talking to me in full sentences and I write it down as quickly as I can and I don't stop until they're done talking. Now, each one of you, whether you know it or not, you have a team and your team can be, starts off, so for me with God, you can be source or whatever works. And then it's usually the archangels. And then I move into my ancestors, my totem animals, and anyone else that shows up that's on my team. And there's also probably others that I'll never know, but I thank them anyway for being there. They're there to protect us and help us. What you need to understand is that you have a team in place. You may never be able to see them, or some of you will be able to see them, and some more of you will be able to see them and talk to them. But there are rules that go along with the realms. If you can't see them, that's okay. You may feel them. The way that it's presented to me is let's imagine we're on a football field or a soccer field. You're on the field doing your thing. That's the game of life. Here is your team on the sidelines, okay? They cannot help you or speak to you directly unless you ask them to come on the field, okay? They will help you if they need to get you out of a jam, like a bad situation physically. But other than that, they're there to guide you and take care of you and help you. But to gain access to them, full access, meaning I can talk to you and you can talk to me back, you have to ask them to be with you. It's super simple. We make it so hard and complicated. It's really easy. All you have to do is say, Archangel Michael, please be with me now. Any of my ancestors that want to talk to me and help me, please be with me now. That's all you have to say. And that's exactly what I do every day, all day. So I get messages from my clients. My clients ask questions. I'm the bridge. I ask the realms. They give me answers, and then I bring that back to the client. I can talk to people who have passed on and people that are here and animals that have passed on and are here as well. And I'm telling you all that because many of you have this gift as well, but it may be different for each of you. But don't panic or freak out if you can't see your guides or you don't feel them. Everyone's different. You may have other gifts that I don't have. That's probably the case because everybody has gifts. So I say that to tell you that I have basically been receiving downloads for like 7 years. I have many, I've transcribed them all and I have them in these books. And God told me these are not meant for you to sit on and collect dust. These are for humanity. These are for everyone. They're timeless. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm calling them droplets of light because that's what they said to do. And that's why I will be putting more effort and energy into the videos. But I didn't want to wait because, time goes by fast. And I just wanted to start getting this out there on a regular basis. So I will be reading a transcription for you today. And this one is all about how we hold ourselves back from living our best lives. and how we always look for the answers outside of ourselves, when really the answers are all within, especially as an 11, especially as a master number. You're a master number because you have lived more lifetimes and been reincarnated more times and been here to Earth more times than other numbers in numerology. So that means that you've been around the block a few times. That's why we have greater gifts, greater, and I mean that in a very humble way. They're not greater because they're amazing. They're just greater because maybe they're stronger because we've been doing this longer. That's all. So I'd like to read to you what was said to me. And I asked this question because God had said to me, I know I was having a very difficult time. And he had said, begin in big letters. And he had said, I know where you are and everything you're feeling, I have felt and more. Helplessness, frustration, sadness, being unsure of yourself and stuck. Let go of this old persona and this unsuccessful, stressed out, barely making it person. That person is gone. Here is the new person, beautiful, unstoppable, fierce, happy, forgiving, and loving. It's your time now. Let go of what no longer serves you. And I said, well, why would I want to hang on to what no longer serves me? Why would I want to hang on to someone who's unhappy, afraid, unsure, ugly, frustrated, nervous, and is not successful when I can have just the opposite? It's time I let go a lot of what's been holding me back and step into the new me, which has an abundance of power, love, respect, happiness, creativity, and wealth. Step into your power and move forward. So I was saying this to myself, step into my power and move forward. Okay. So this is the key that I was told. You will not have complete access to all your gifts until you have let go and surrendered what has been stopping you from moving forward, which is your old self. Once you truly let that go and feel it in your heart and soul, only then will you be granted access to the treasure that is within you, which are your blessings and your higher self. The ability to not only do, but exercise this for others, as was written in your contract, then you will have made room with a happy, glad heart and a gratefulness unseen before you. Now, then you will be able to move forward for not only yourself, but for the kingdom of God. So this is basically speaking about surrender. And every day I surrender everything to God to help me move forward. Because when you're leaning into something much, much bigger than you, it takes the pressure off me. And what I'm trying to do every day is surrender and stay balanced and stay in a flow state, meaning everything's harmonized. Because otherwise, we 11s tend to go to extremes because we're all in. So we either are in a fear state where we're worried, we're stressed out, we're upset, or we're completely happy and everything's great. We're always yin or yang. But the key is to be in the middle and have that be a flow state for us, right? Okay, so take the time daily to bring yourself in harmony and build your happiness one brick at a time. Most importantly, you must surrender, lay down your defenses, and accept yourself and myself and the one, because we are one. He's saying that God or your spiritual deity, whatever you believe in, source, you are one, right? You're not separate. This is the biggest illusion of all, daughter, that you and I are separate. This is an unfortunate track that many scholars get stuck in, and it's a rut that literally goes nowhere, right? Trust me, I will give you as much as you can work with at any given time. So surrendering is what's needed, because then you're trusting in something other than yourself. That's what that's about, because you're created as a divine sentient being. So if you want to manifest love, happiness, joy, abundance, and everything that you truly want in your life, surrendering is the first step, because it's saying, I know that there's something bigger than me that's going to help me. and I surrender, because the illusion of separation is what hurts us. From the time we were, hundreds of years ago when we were stuck in these caves, surrendering was done, but the illusion of being away from others is what hurt us the most, because we were always taught to be kind of together. And if you went out on your own, that's almost like a fate worse than death, because you're away from everyone else. That means you don't have the warmth of the fire. You don't have the discussions with the elders. You don't have any of that stuff. You don't have maybe a spouse or a partner, right? You're separate. And being separate, a lot of times, for many humans to this day, feels wrong and bad. However, for 11s, we are separate quite frequently. By the way, I used to make jewelry and I'm going back into it. If you are interested, I have a manifestation bracelet that I'm going to be showing you, and it's made out of wooden beads. And I chose wooden beads because they feel really good on my skin. But wooden beads, I looked this up, they can represent a connection to the past, to your ancestors and spirituality. They ward off bad luck and they bring good luck and represent creativity and liberty and encourage you to move forward in your life. They're a sign from the universe's time to reignite the fire in your life that motivates you to chase after your dreams. So don't let time pass you by without working towards your goals. So if you're interested in that, and I'm going to be blessing all of them, I'll be making them, let me know. And there'll be a link below that we will put in so that you can check them out. So that's for manifestation and abundance. Okay. So back to this reading. The idea of being separated is what hurts more than heals. The separation is not real, yet if they can make you believe you are alone, you are scared, and you don't have the answers, and you're not enough. This is happening in today's world. In today's world, especially in the US, they want you to feel alone. They want you to feel separated from. They want you to feel misunderstood because they can control you. And that's going to be a big deal. So you need to go within and understand how powerful you truly are and why you're here. And if you don't know how to do that, let me know and I will help you, because nobody can see all their own stuff. I can't either. That's why I need a shaman, right? Nobody can see their own shadow work. You see the conscious stuff, but a lot of this stuff that I'm talking about is subconscious. So it's running in the background 24/7, but you're not hearing it or seeing it. You will look everywhere except where you need to, which is inside. For inside of you is where the treasure lies. The more you look outside for answers externally, the worse it is for you. And then he went on to say, this is really interesting. There is the teachings to bring others across the water to the promised land, which is a land of milk and honey. However, only those that lay down their arms can cross the water. This is non-negotiable, as there are no weapons in this land. Land is obviously not real land. What he's saying is, when you look within, when you surrender, you're allowed then to go to a place of love. All who are here live an unencumbered life with radiant happiness and love for all mankind, and all species live in harmony. This is hard won and takes much practice, which includes sacrifice on many levels. It is not a right to come here. In fact, it is not a place you can visit. Only those who are ready to surrender themselves fully and accept what is, which is their new self, and love all, including themselves, will be able to cross, right? And the key is surrender and loving yourself. If I asked you right now, do you love yourself? So many of you would say no. I don't even like myself, let alone love myself. And that's how I felt for a good part of my life, right? Because I didn't understand what was happening and why I couldn't get along with others and just all the stuff that we 11s go through, you know? I just wanted to help people. And then people would look at me with some, like I ulterior motives, or what am I doing? Or I don't understand you. And I'm like, nobody understands me. It's okay. But that's old school, not now. Now, when I speak, people understand me. And why would that be? Because I claimed it, because I put it out there and said, every time I speak, my people will hear me. They'll understand me and they'll come toward me. And I'm attracting rather than trying to pull things towards me. That makes sense? Okay, so you have at the ready something that a place of beauty that you can go to, that you'll be accepted. The question is, are you going to move towards it? Or are you going to stay in this 3D and not move forward? Because the rest of us are working on ascending to another level, right? Much of what you are experiencing is because you're holding onto an old identity for dear life. You're scared to let go, you're scared to face yourself, and you're scared to see the other side, right? And you must realize, dearest, that no matter how much or little effort you put in will change the outcome. The only thing that can change the outcome is you. Give yourself the grace that you give others. Please, 11s, please, please, please give yourself the grace that you give others. Start talking to yourself in a good, positive way, not a crappy way. Okay? It's really important. Drop your expectations, embrace who you truly are. You're a star, you're a ball of light that sparkles and has the capacity to help others who have lost their way and are still in the dark. For they see God through me, and I am grateful, right? All these changes that you're experiencing are to help you move forward and manifest and have the life that you truly want. So if you are ready to do that and you need help, email me. The link will be below. And let's work together to get you where you need to be, to access your gifts, to understand where you are, what's blocking you, remove that, and then bring you forward. That's the most important piece. I'm sending you guys lots of love. Please comment below. Let me know if this helped you. I'm going to be doing a lot more readings because I'm going to phase these out. I've started another YouTube channel and it's going to be not with the numbers. It's just going to be droplets of light like this, just exactly the information that's been downloaded to me that I wrote down, transcribed, and it's to help you move forward. Okay. So if you're interested, I will put all that below, and I am sending you guys so much love. All right. Thanks so much. I'll talk to you soon.